Don't just stand there, you ape. Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. When your world went to shit!
Life is a mystery.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do. Trust me, kid, I'm no hero. You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Well, my entire world needs you. Shake on it. Ah! Nicked it. Just got the tip with your little steak knife.
I'll be completely honest with you. I have never seen Logan until today. I know, I think that sounds really crazy because I've seen all the X-Men movies besides Logan, and I've seen the X-Men Origins Wolverine and the Wolverine a few times. But it's so weird that I've never seen what is considered the best Wolverine movie and one of the best X-Men movies in general, Logan. So now that I watched it today as part of the road for Deadpool and Wolverine, what are my thoughts about this movie? From the first 30-40 minutes of Logan, I thought to myself that this is the Dark Knight of Marvel movies, because this is a superhero comic book movie, but at the same time it feels like a movie that the filmmakers behind it doesn't want it just to be a comic book movie, because the movie is not portrayed like the X-Men movies where it's a group of mutants that are trying to save the world from an evil group of mutants destroying humanity, or the previous Wolverine movies where it's a revenge love story, or it's about Wolverine going to Japan and save the world. Now it feels that it's a drama action western about Wolverine going to bad times in 2029 because his health is kind of in decline, and when he is fighting in the second and third act, his healing powers are decreasing hard. And there's nothing, it's not like the Wolverine where it's because of the villain that made it. It's because of his powers, and not too many of them keep happening that are decreasing his healing powers. And Patrick Stewart returns as Charles Xavier, who is 90 years old in this movie, though technically he at that time was in his late 70s. But he is in bigger decline health, and he's getting a lot of seizures. And Logan meets up with a little girl named Laura, who doesn't talk a lot, and also is revealed a big twist that I will not give away in this, but it's kind of one that I did not expect. Honestly, she has, of course, claw powers, and she uses it to kill people, obviously. And a group of characters like making clones of Wolverine, and are going to plan on stealing Laura and other child mutants. And they go to Logan and Laura go to North Dakota for a plan. And like I said, this movie wants to be more than a comic book movie, because it really feels like you don't feel like you're watching a big blockbuster. You feel like you're actually watching a real movie because there's more acting and emotion than CG and action in this movie. Like 70% of this movie is just characters and emotions, and because this movie wants you to care about Wolverine going through a lot of pain throughout the entire movie, because he no longer can keep up with his healing powers anymore. And when the ending happened, it was quite heartbreaking. I won't say what it is. I think everyone knows what I'm referring to. But it kind of made me on a kind of sad note when the movie ended on that. And Hugh Jackman gave it his all in his, at that time, final performance as Wolverine. And I think it was the perfect send-off for the 2017 Fox version of Wolverine. And I really cannot wait to see him back in Deadpool and Wolverine and see if there's more to him in the future. We'll see how that movie turns out or how it will end. And Patrick Stewart again gets more darker with his Charles Xavier, because not only is he getting older, but because of that his health is serious decline, having seizures. But when he gets killed by the X-24, who is the Wolverine's clone, is kind of hard to watch, knowing after 17 years Charles Xavier gets gruesomely murdered. Though thankfully we were able to see him in the MCU with Doctor Strange 2. But that was a very crazy, brutal way to end Patrick Stewart's incarnation of Charles Xavier. I also love how there were comics in this movie as a plot point, not just as an Easter egg. But there was two moments in this movie where the comic books had like a big plot point to the North Dakota map, and it's kind of like a solution of our location of North Dakota. I thought that was kind of cute. I thought Laura was a very cool character because she does, for a majority of it, she didn't talk, but you know how she feels, especially when she screams. Is You know how she feels whenever she's on screen, and when she talks, it still feels like the same character. And the other mutant childs are probably the most vicious child actors or performances I have ever seen in any film in general. Like, literally, I'll give some minor spoilers, but they go all out with the violence in this movie. I'll say that this movie is probably more gorier than Deadpool, and it's probably as not as I don't think as as cartoonishly violent as Punisher Warzone. And I think it's not as a lot of blood compared to Blade. So it's in between of like bloody R-rated superhero isms in comic book movies. But they go full out, especially at the Logan versus X-24. Those two fights are brutal, especially the amount of blood that pours out and bloody scars all over Logan. Like, that gave me chills and like a good lord way. Like, this movie is very it's really the movie Wolverine deserves. I'm sorry, the Wolverine, but This truly is the movie James Jimmy Howlett Logan Wolverine deserves. Like literally. And there's like three action in this movie, and the first one was okay, but the last two action in this movie are very, again, brutal and kind of enjoyable. Kind of, because it's not like big, exciting action compared to other comic book movies. It was more kind of for dramatic effect compared, because this movie is more about the pain about Wolverine, like I said. And I thought they did good. Thought Hugh Jackman did a good job playing as an older Wolverine. Though I think I said that earlier. But especially the scenes where he's coughing, you know that he is really doing his best performing as an older man. Like, he really knows it. And also, is one of the lessons I need to learn from when I go to acting classes. And then later, yeah, I'll talk about that. I do um like some of the visuals on it. It looks very dark and very westernish, like how this movie was kind of supposed to be filmed. And I do like the direction from James Mango, I believe that this director's name. Um, but yeah, Logan is one of the best comic book movies ever made. Like, top 10 best comic book movies. It really is a different kind of comic book movie experience. And that's a good thing. So, yeah, I cannot wait to see Laura again in Deadpool and Wolverine. I cannot wait to see Hugh Jackman back in Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll see if Patrick Stewart returns as another variant in the later Marvel movies or not. And wait until tomorrow and Thursday for my reviews for Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine.